Just a small announcement. From the kids' class, there is a girl named Smita Phonge. Are her parents over here? Smita Phonge. Does anyone know here? Fine, thank you.
Now we won't do standing, we have already done jumpings, etc. But to sit down. We will concentrate today on Shirshasana, Sarvangasana and then Pranayama. You understand, because already you have done. You know, the bearing on the mind is very important for a student. When you are a yoga student, that it's okay to say that, oh, I was trying something. Your trial should have some meaning because teachers have guided already. From very first day, whether it was Sarvangasana or Shirshasana, I have told you that those who need the support of the wall has to go to the wall and do it. Now see how I have trained your spine for Shirshasana. Understand this. You know, the problem is because you don't look into it, that's why the injuries are quite possible. It's not yoga is harmful. You think yoga is harmful or asana is harmful. It's not that the asana is harmful. It is a way of understanding that asana. If it is incorrect, it is harmful, which you need to understand. How I trained in this few days, because many of you haven't seen also, because you are first time coming to Pune. I first took Sarvangasana, Halasana, the first day Halasana, then going to Sarvangasana, so that whether you are getting yourself prepared for the inversions. I took Chatushpadasana to find out whether your shoulders, chest, everything behaves properly in for Sarvangasana. Forgetting all these things, if you just try to do something without paying attention to these things, that becomes difficult. And that is why every student has to have that bearing in on the mind, that an approach should be correct, even if it takes a little longer time. You can't just hurry up with everything. Even for your Sarvangasana first inversions, I said do Uttanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, if you remember. I took forward bends, so that your head, that means inner, internal body wise or organic body wise, you get used to that flow of the blood towards the brain, which you are able to bear. Otherwise suddenly the head becomes heavy. You don't ask the person to come and start with Shirshasana. And that is why I said Uttanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, the opening of the armpit with the shoulders, with your trapezius, how you have to work. All this has to make you to understand that you cannot just jump on some asana or take a trial saying that you can manage to do in any way as you like. And that is why I am against this word that I will manage. When students come to the class and say, I will manage. Your management there is not going to help you at all. Your management, even if it is on the small scale, it should be correct one. In the business language, if I have to say that, if you say your management, even if it is on the small scale, it should be correct one. Without taking care, if you just do like that, it is not going to help. That is why in today's Shirshasana, as first we will do Shirshasana, I want to give you again the background, how you have to work with it. Then when I say be in the center and do it, do in the center. Then when I say go to the wall and do it, you should be able to shift to your place as these walls have been made available to you. Then if you are not sure about it, you have to see that you ask the nearby teachers, because all the teachers are walking around there. If you just call and inform, they will come to help you. And on the other hand, the teachers also have to know that if they really need some help, like they are unable to lift the shoulders, they are unable to bring that much movement, the teachers also should be there ready to help. Both ways. I am not shouting at one group. It is a teacher's responsibility. When I was teaching, this was the thing, because somehow the nearness to Guruji made me to understand you can't be careless, you can't be careless. If they ask, something has to be done. And Guruji used to have that quick look there, that whether I am approaching them and helping them or not. You can't just stand as a teachers or helpers and wait the things to happen. You have to have an eye on the students or on the group, and if the group approaches with hand up or calling, you need not feel shy about it, but you have to see that you attend to the person who is really feeling bad. And that will solve so many problems of yours. I mean, everywhere, it is not solving the problem just for a group. But many a time, thoughtlessly the teaching takes place, and somewhere they jump on something, and a person I see doing all kind of back bendings and this thing, and when it comes to Shirshasana, this group of the people, they say, oh, I can't do Shirshasana, my neck is paining. I said, you do Urdhva Dhanasana, you are doing Viparita Dhanasana, everything, and then you can't do Shirshasana, means what? Oh, my neck. That means that back bending, which is advanced back bending, you cannot do if you have a neck problem in Shirshasana. You have to first solve that problem and then proceed towards rest of the back bendings. So, how am I to believe that process is going correctly? Everything will they do. Sometimes even the Vrishtikasana, holding the chair, Viparita Dhanasana bench, they will do, and when it's Shirshasana, oh, I cannot do. That is very bad, that is wrong. Then first learn Shirshasana, forget your Viparita Dhanasana, forget your Urdhva Dhanurasana, but do Shirshasana. Because that pose or these poses, inversions, what we call Shirshasana, Sarvangasana, Halasana, they are so important in the life. If you have to really keep your mental balance properly, channeled, properly channeled for your yogic practices, then inversions is essential. That is the best gift of yoga. You do not see otherwise any inversions. Now people have picked up in different like gymnastics, etc. Gymnastics, etc. is a part of yoga actually. Just did you not see when teaching the children, it was something like that, gymnastics, and one day they will, they do full arm balance, elbow balance, they jump running and go against the wall to jump. All we have taught. Today there was no place, and such a big group I can't control, so I didn't. Otherwise they do Shirshasana, children do Shirshasana. So these things one has to know, that how Guruji brought that whole thing to put you in a right position. Forgetting that Shirshasana or Sarvangasana, if you keep on doing other asanas, that does not work, that does not help. And that which Guruji has emphasized in his book, right from the Light on Yoga, first book. And knowing this very well, you have to attempt yourself in such a manner that that feel of responsibility, what has been taught in the method, will be understood. You might have not come in contact with Guruji directly. Many of you might be indirect students of his, as students of Guruji have taught you. But if they haven't taught this, then they are also wrong. And if they have taught and you are not following, then you are wrong. And that's why pay attention to these things very carefully. When I took change of the fingers, interlocking the fingers, you have to pay attention to it. Why the change of the fingers? Once if you are accustomed to one type of interlocking, then there is no chance for you to change. But then once I say interlock with the left finger down, once interlock the right little finger down, so the pressure differs on the finger and you should be able to do that while doing, because the nerves, they show that balance on the fingers in that manner. Your shoulders, the fibers of the shoulders, fibers of those muscles near the shoulder, shoulder blade area, spinal area, they differ when your interlocking changes. So, we have to train every little muscle for that pose, so that the energy is balanced, which I said from day one. I said about nadis, I said balancing of the energy on both the sides evenly. That all has got a base over there. Once if you do on the right side, once you do on the left side with left little finger, right little finger down, left little finger down, then it works on both the sides evenly. And in the brain specifically, the from center to the side when you watch, wherever this changing position of interlocking or twisting action takes place, the brain hasn't got as such the center over there to catch this. It's only through the asanas you understand, and that's why they are the one who could write the Ida nadis and Pingala nadis crisscrossing each other, which physiologically you don't find crisscrossing, etc. Only up to now they have come that they say left side controlling the right, right side of the brain controlling the left. That's what they speak about, because still that research work has to take place. But here we are both ways going, right to the right, left to the left, or right to the left and left to the right. Everything, whether you do Janu Shirshasana or you do Shirshasana or you do Ekpar Shirshasana or Viparidandasana, just well taken care of in that manner. That itself is a big theory. So, having this in mind, since we have done standing poses, to proceed with Shirshasana, I will first say stand up and do Uttanasana with legs apart, both the palms sideways, release either on the sides of the feet, or if it's you need arms slightly forward, do it, and have a distance between the legs in such a manner, right outer hip and outer heel in line, left outer hip and outer heel in line. So, wide open, the legs a bit apart. Why wide open? Because if you keep the distance less, then your body shrinks. And that also I said, if you are thin, make yourself fatty. So, spread your legs apart. Language I might be using different, spread the legs. At one point of time, I saw when you are not spreading the legs, I said keep the feet on the edges of the mat and take the hands down. You know the width of the mat. So, maintain that width of the mat between the feet and see that your hands down. And now come to your neck, neck to the upper arm, head of the upper arm or whole of the shoulder, widen apart as though for Shirshasana now you are getting yourself prepared. Head has to be down, the shoulders has to be wide open, cervical neck downward, and since you have done in the morning one session, I want first you to recover also, so that with Uttanasana I started. It is not fresh Shirshasana we are starting. We have already done earlier in the class, and that is why I want you to keep the palms at such a distance that your upper arms are out, your shoulders move away from the neck, and the neck, cervical neck gets a good elongation in order to go down. Who is there to look after? Yes, headrest for these people. Is Parima there to keep the headrest? She is doing supine or resting the head? Rajlakshmi, where is she? तिला चक्कर वगैरे आली आहे जरासं लक्ष द्या कुणीतरी. तिला काय होतं विचारून मग मला सांग. Exhale the breath and elongate the sides of the trunk. With the exhalation, make your sides of the trunk to get elongated towards the ground, because it's an active elongation. In Shirshasana, though it goes in opposite direction, now in Uttanasana, you release it so that extension towards the gravitational force may brings life in your sides of the trunk, and then you find passivity in it, maintaining that length totally with that extension. Allow it to descend downwards. Then to train the spine in same asanas, placing the palms, fingers there, raise your head up and make the trunk dorsal concave and trunk to get elongated. You adjust the distance between the feet, adjust your arms in such a manner your sides of the trunk will get more elongation, both the sides going evenly. And corners of the side trunk as though rolling upward like a banana leaf, I said. They don't hang, they open up. So open up in that manner, having that elongation as though you are getting prepared yourself for Shirshasana. Then slowly inhale and come up, stand up. Prasarita Padottanasana. So as the mat is this way longitudinal, keep your legs apart. Now head getting, listen, head getting the understanding regarding restful state when it's touching the crown of the head is touching the ground. Use the blanket or brick as per your requirement. Widen the legs apart, keep your head resting on that, and keep the shoulders raising upward, as pressing the palm will help you to lift the trapezius up. Come on, exhale, take the hands down. Then with the exhalation, bending the arms to elbows, take your head down. You are first straight away going for forward, for forward down extension. And if you need the blanket or something to rest, the fatigue, tiredness, age, all these things are counted there. Then you rest on that and lengthen the sides of the trunk to gravitate. So let the body get accustomed to the gravitation. Both the legs straight, front of the thigh, opening to the back of the thigh. In Shirshasana, with the fear, it gets narrowed. So when the head is down, in Prasarita Padottanasana, open the back of the thigh, back of the knee, the calf muscle from inside out, so there is a spreading feeling. If it spreads, the skin opens. If the skin opens, your front of the thigh goes to recede on the back of the thigh, or the shin bone goes so much in that you can allow the calf muscles to get open. Temples passive, eyebrows passive, head down, but rest of the body in such a manner that legs ascending and trunk extending downward, creating that freedom on the sides. That's called Prasarita Padottanasana. And especially the blood flow towards the head for Shirshasana, your whole body has to get prepared. Then inhale and come up. Concave back here with the palms, and that concave back again making the spine to be firm. Don't look here and there. Don't raise the head too much. I said head first down for the spine to get. Once if you raise the head up, the spine elongation becomes impossible. It's like a lock. Looking up and raising the head up means you lock the movement of your spine. So first you have to adjust in such a way that you feel the spine, you witness the spine and spinal muscles spreading out. You have to put your thigh backward and extend the sides of the trunk to come forward on the armpit area. Let the armpit chest gets open, and then the concavity is such that over concavity of the dorsal will not happen. If cervical becomes too much concave, lumbar becomes too much concave, which I explained on the other day. Your dorsal should have a dig inside and cervical should extend and lumbar also has to extend. To have that extension, so look forward in such a manner that unnecessarily the neck is not taxed. Elbow straight, arms straight. As your arms become straight, your head also gets raised away from the floor, which makes you to have good front look. But otherwise you just tense your neck region to have a front look. Inhale and come up and then join the feet together. Now you are going for Adho Mukha Svanasana. Again support for the head, since Shirshasana has to be approached. Legs back, arms forward on the mat, fold your blankets as per your need and rest. You can have a first charge, then second charge if you want extra blanket or you want to lessen the blanket height. That totally depends upon your understanding. Arms straight, legs straight in Adho Mukha Svanasana, keep the palms down, walk back with your feet and keeping the extension of the arms, armpit, legs. As you take the blanket for the head, watch whether that head can be in a restful state. Any problem? Shoulders, yes, take her. Trapezius up, extend the sides of the trunk. So the head down position in all the three makes you to understand how that inversions will be felt. Shoulders and trapezius up and crown of the head touching the blanket like a flower. Don't put a dead weight right now on the crown of the head. Now suppose if somebody's shoulders are clinching and the weight is coming on the neck, spread your arms apart, holding almost the edges of the mat, or sometimes the little finger may also go on the floor. Widen that much and see whether the space has come in that area between the neck and the upper arm. That is the aiming at it. For Shirshasana you need that much of space. And if you feel that in order to keep the head in a restful state, you have to dig more, then have a blanket folding extra for the head to rest and your shoulders will not go dead. Adjust, extra blanket if you need. Because these asanas we are doing to get a good help from them for Shirshasana, though they are independent asanas. So why you do Adho Mukha Svanasana, for what purpose you do, all this also is dependent there. For Shirshasana means crown of the head light and so much your shoulders have to be lifted and well spread to the side. Then inhale and come up, walk in with the feet and stand up. And now for Shirshasana, arrange that blanket as it has been taught. Birju will show that how the folding of the blanket takes place. Single one, show them this way, okay? If you think, listen to me, are you sure? Okay, no, don't first walk to the wall, not first to the wall. I said be in your place, I will ask you when to go to the wall. Anyway, when you are there, now stop, because I thought then you don't pay attention here. If you keep on walking, wait, there only wait wherever you are. Watch first, stop there. Please stand up there wherever you are. And now sit down everyone. Afterwards I will ask you to go to your place. Now show the blanket. That is the fold of the blanket. Birju's blanket, can you see? Now this blanket, when you put it, sticky mat, blanket, the blanket will be thin, okay? If that thinness is okay for your crown of the head, I have no objection, because at the end you are going to keep your crown of the head and you will be placing your crown of the head on the blanket. If the floor hurts your crown of the head, the pose will go wrong. Did you listen to that? If the floor hurts you, then you find your crown of the head for no reason paining. You invite the pain in that manner. That means you need sometimes a thick blanket. Suppose if the same blanket, he folds it, fold it, fold it. I want to explain everything, so fold it. So now the blanket becomes thick, show them. Now blanket has become slightly thicker than the earlier one because it has folded. But when he folds it and keeps it, if you find that the folded, in spite of folding, your elbow and the wrist etc. does not get good place on that folded blanket, you need a second blanket. Suppose now in his case it might be possible. Now he interlocks, he keeps the hand there interlocked. I said the thumb has to get interlocked. I said if the palms, when you have to when not to interlock is when you keep your crown of the head down and back of the head is thicker, and that is why if it becomes difficult for you to interlock, sometimes the fingers are also thick and then interlocking becomes difficult. Now in Birju's case it is not happening, so he interlocks the thumb as well. He keeps the crown of the head down. Now how the mind gets a limitation, understand. He kept the fingers correctly, back of the head is touching the interlocked fingers. But when he adjusts that arm on the blanket, folded blanket, whether from wrist to the elbows, it is the forearm elongated to the elbow joint. Observe Birju, when after without loosening the interlocking, your elbows should go more front so that you get sufficient place. That means actually the area is this where the contraction should not take place. For you, the elbow joint to the wrist, if this area is contracting, then it does not work. So I have to think whether when the space is made small, in that small space when you have to do something, your mind shrinks. You understand? Oh, you have been given this much only place and you means you have to exactly stand on that area, because you can't go out of that area. So that is the thing he has to know, whether extension is possible. Suppose if he sees that skin fiber can extend more, muscle fiber can extend further, he has to come up and then open the blanket. No, wait, come down, open the blanket. That means now the playground has become bigger, thicker as per requirement and bigger as per requirement. So now as the playground has become bigger, he keeps his palm with open minded to have full length. Birju, is there a difference? Can you explain to them on the mic?
It feels long and more stable at the elbow.
More stable at elbow, because the whole area available. Even children play when the big space is available, they play, they want to run. So like that you have to watch whether two blankets for this thickness or one, absolutely depends upon you. If you over pad the blankets, 4 blankets, you will be shaky. That means how much the floor and the hand has to have their what you call relationship. Inner relationship with the floor to your forearm should be such that it does not make you shaky. That is why never to question should I have 1 or have 2 or I am comfortable, does not make any sense to me. For me, that is the thing. Your crown of the head needs a proper support. You should not be shaky on that, and you should have the space. For his hand, now it became a big playground where he keeps that comfortably. So even this width will be quite different, I mean this length will be quite different, and this width will be quite different. But if it is narrow, see how it sinks. Just quickly fold and put your hand. You understand? Because he has to accommodate himself in that small blanket. Keep the mind open. Be courageous while doing. All these make big sense. That's why you have to keep it open. You may, if you need 2 blankets per head, you have to. Because it depends upon your hair support and bald hair. That also makes this a difference. So having this understanding, you have to do it. And now you will be doing there interlocked fingers, Ardha Shirshasana, and later Urdhva Prasiddha Ekapada Shirshasana. You have to adjust with the shoulder neck. This is now 2 blankets he is using. Now what happens from here, I will proceed further. I will show you so that again and again I have not to ask the whole group to come down and see. Now, this hand as you have placed on the broad playground, you have to know how much this can be opened here. Can you see this opening, how it has to take place? From here to here, he has to, that's why a kind of pushing out action without disturbing this tripod. So to keep the crown of the head down, he should not shorten this, because you are likely to shorten, means it shortens only. This portion has to remain going, that means the joint exactly back and the crown of the head has to go down. So this opening is important. Did you see that? Now this space, when it is required, what next is, if you go down with the crown of the head, if the blanket is too soft and goes further downward, like foam etc., it goes down, isn't it? Foam bed, when you sleep, if the foam goes down and then your body goes into the foam, which is not good actually. That is why many a time then doctor says have a hard bed, have a wooden bed otherwise, so that your back does not collapse or body does not collapse on that. Here also the body should not collapse on his head or head should not collapse on the blanket. If that is the thing, what I ask him to do, you have to make if the collapse is there, you have to just raise in such a manner that what is your maximum raising the head up. Okay? So if this portion is giving this much of lift, then base of the, apex of the head, crown of the head is not on the ground. So he has to take a judgment, what support I need in that area. So I don't surrender my shoulders and upper arms to my head, making it to get collapsed. So he has to have this resistance and have a 3-fold blanket or napkin if you have got something in such a manner that it does not get dropped. Another way of looking is raise the knees up in Ardha Shirshasana with the head down, and there you understand weight shift on the head how much, because this is still narrows. If it narrows, see now it is narrowed. It narrows is one thing, but that narrowness is created by you more, by you the doer more, that is wrong. You understand? If slightly it narrows, I won't stop Birju, but it is his duty to find out, am I lifting? If I am not lifting, then I am definitely going wrong. Then if I have to lift, I have to keep my crown of the head and folded blanket. So he has to experiment. Now bring the 3-fold blanket, Aarti, and put it there. He 3-folds in that manner the blanket, even of course, no uneven feeling, and then interlock there in the manner as we said. So this broadens a bit more. That is how Guruji formed, because some of them then interlock and the width is not open. Then you take your hands underneath the blanket. Then underneath the blanket, when you do, your head goes forward. Now understand the difference. We used to have first the towels, simple bath towel, which has got less this thing. So, this thickness will not be bothering us. Birju, you understood now what I said? So, this thickness unnecessary which gets caught does not bother. But many a time people move this wrist region closer and closer and they close it. Then this blanket is still questionable. So, props are something which is not just blindly used. So, he has to see that if my wrist has to be, in a wrist in its position as normally we do, and then remove this blanket. Remove, you just remove. Then, if I have to have a platform for the crown of the head, what I need? So, my wrist remains in its place healthily, interlocked fingers remain healthily there, and then a small piece of cloth which might be folded to have that proper support to the crown of the head, and then he has to keep the crown of the head down on that piece, like towel piece, or any small this thing, so that the crown of the head is slightly up for your shoulders, upper arms to lift, or you should have that strength to lift up. Your shoulder and your upper arm should have that freedom at the joint to get a good lift. Normally it collapses. When it collapses, it bothers your neck, your shoulders, your cervical region, so which you have to remember very well. It is not just saying that I will manage Shirshasana for a minute or two, then I will come down so my neck will not pain, no problem. No, that is not the right thing. Because cervical spine these days is inevitable, you can't avoid it at all. With all your journey, work, your computer, any kind of stress, all this will be creating this problem to one and all. So, you can't avoid Shirshasana. So, what kind of work, job you do, I do not know. Because any person, instrumental music etc., when you have to play, they also get the shoulder neck pain. Because their position is one type, and movements of the hands are more. Then you have to think about it. So, everyone needs to think in that manner to see that you do not allow it to collapse. This is the second repetition I am telling. Then you have to keep the head down. So, either on the three-fold blanket or crown of the head with double blanket, whatever you need, and after doing this, now ask him to raise the knees upward, walk in with the feet so buttock bone is facing up. First, when it did not come, I asked you to go with the dorsal region deeper and deeper. So, Anusasanam has to be such that you discipline this area. The buttock has to come in such a manner that legs walk in, both challenge each other. So, you have to see that this is pushed and that is lifted. To some extent it goes back, but to some people it goes so much, absolutely drop it, yes, this way, that is harmful. You understand? That is a wrong pose. To drop like that where the neck is shrunk completely, for him also to come up it will be full shakiness. He can't come up with this kind of jump, see. He has to pay attention, see the shakiness. Understand? So, that is also wrong. So, having this space, having this in, you have to go in such a manner that the dorsal does not get shaken, and that is why I taught one leg up. So, if he takes one leg, any leg, one leg up, he has to see that having this leg up, move this inside, and then see whether you can elongate. Then this leg I said come halfway on the wall for you people, so that this leg and this spine will be activized. The foot touches the wall, so he gets the support there and the dorsal spine goes in and inner leg gets extended. One leg. Then he comes down and on the other leg also he begins same thing which I said against the wall. Those who are against the wall, I ask them to turn their head, face the wall, keep the foot on the wall and lift up, and finger position should not be changed. So, now he lifts this leg, I am sorry, this leg you did. He lifts this leg and that leg will be halfway down, lift up. And now to bring it, he keeps that foot exactly at that level where this will be in, leg will be straight and upper leg will be maintained straight. The shoulder trapezius will go up. You understand? So that foot, if it is supported, he can press that to wall and lift the trunk up. So getting used to this, that is the important for you. I asked the other day to keep the toes on the break to get good Ardha Shirshasana. You remember that? Give that break or another some box or something available, let them have a look. Box, Halasana box if available. Take it, take it. Both let them have, because if they don't see, they don't know. Then they will say, you did not teach us this. You only showed us the brick. Suppose if he keeps the foot toes on that, now he has got more freedom. Is it not something that you can practice at home? You can work on your own and finding out that when you keep the toes like that, how to move this side trunk, how to lift this trunk, how to keep the buttock bone still pointed, how to hit there as the Guruji is there to hit on your dorsal spine. Only he hits, that you know. He kicks. K for kick. But for what purpose he kicked is not understood. Come on, kick there. He says, I will kick, I will kick, otherwise beat you if you don't do evil. If your beating doesn't help, I will kick, come on, do it, kick. You got it what I said? With the hit you did not understand. With a good bit there you did not understand. So kick, what's wrong in that? And sometimes you understand that if you ask them to kick on this area with toes or foot, that works, that responds. I see. And now bring the leg down, foot down. That means attention goes, it fades. And for you only calculation is, I am tired. He is tired, understandable, absolutely understandable. So on one day you don't do everything. You have to find out yourself how you separately practice it, work on that. Not only that, even if you have to keep the hands like for full arm balance as you keep it. There also keeping the palms apart, even if the little finger slightly goes to the edges, you are not doing full arm balance. But this width, understand. Then legs up, knees up, walk in with the feet. Walk in with the toes down and heels up. No, toes, keep it down there, yes, and heels up. So why not understand this action? To have a jump, you know the arms have to be straight. He raises the heels up and moves, see? Because when he has to jump against the wall, this lift is required. Otherwise it drops, see, just drop it down, it remains dull. Suppose if you really have to swing to jump, how do you swing from legs to the arms, Birju? Yes, don't you do that? Lift up like that and swing, see how much it comes? Then why not work on this area I have done now, let me work on that area also to get a lift. And I have taught this in the classes. Need to have a patience, even if it takes half an hour, 45 minutes sometimes, making the people to understand. What to do if you don't understand? I have to give that much of time. You understood what I am talking about? Now, going to Shirshasana with interlocked fingers, with raising action, that's what you are going to do. Wait, and now when you are going to lift one leg in the air, that means you are just in the middle somewhere. Even if you are against the wall, you don't take the support of the wall. Now having this, he lifts the leg by wall support there with the feet on the wall, or still higher up in case needed, and then he raises the leg up, and now whether his spine improved or not, find out. Urdhva prasarita ekapada shirshasana. Suppose if he has to make the spine still erect, he raises the toe slightly above the box because he can balance, there is no problem, and then he moves this inside. So the spine becomes straight. So these people, those are against the wall, foot will be up on the wall and they will do it. And you need to train them, teach them in this manner. Now come down, Birju. Now measurement, they have to sit, come down. Suppose if that is a wall, though it is a small wall which he has created, he puts his blanket in such a manner that he sits on the front edge as the elbows were on the front edge, extend the feet, no, front edge, that is that edge. And Aarti, you be there, and Dandasana with legs straight, slightly back, Birju, yes. So that this round shape of the buttock, slightly back bust, that's all. Now that is the wall, he keeps the feet against the wall and he adjusts with the palms there on the sides and head area will be exactly here when the shoulders back and chest is forward in that position. Keep like Dandasana in your hand, hands down, palm down and sit straight in that manner. So this is the measurement he has to take. So interlocked fingers will be somewhere there. Got it? Which you can with intelligence shift slightly forward, backward, it doesn't, I mean that is your body, live body, it is not a dead body to show one thing in that. And that is how you have to do. Is it clear? Any doubts over there again? Please, hand up and if there is any doubt. Everybody understood this much? Okay, that is sufficient for this session. I mean this whole session of 10 days. And now come out. Now those who have to make a place against the wall, do it along with your things. And then listen to me because then I just explain there. The others in the center. And if you are bad, better that you also go to the wall in order to do in a proper manner. Give them place where they are supposed to do. The volunteers have to come forward in order to show them what they are supposed to do, where they are supposed to do. They let them watch. Even after watching, if they don't learn, what can I teach? As though that's a big problem for them, what they are supposed to do. Let them watch what these people are doing. So one day you will know that whether you are also doing the same mistakes. Come on, ready? I am not going to tell what you are supposed to do. Yeah. Why the toes are there on the blanket? Can't you keep a brick? Okay, are you ready? Teachers have to tell me, are they having the place? Are they ready in their place? राजलक्ष्मींनी पाहिलं का तिथे काय करून घ्यायचं म्हणून? And now interlock the fingers. I have asked them to see. Those who are having the periods, let them see today. I already said. Your elbow joint in line with the outer armpit region, interlocked fingers, and when you keep the crown of the head, what support you need, if you know that threefold blanket is okay, you keep it like that and then bring the crown of the head gradually to the ground and raise the shoulders to see whether the shoulder trapezius can be lifted. If there is no opposing force, then you have to use some blanket or towel in such a manner that the shoulder and trapezius come up. Is there a place for them? निक्करवेशर कसं वाटतं तुला? बरेच माणसं घेतलं. असं इयरमध्ये बोट घालून बघ एकदा कसं वाटतंय म्हणून. नाव कीप दी क्राउन ऑफ दी हेड डाऊन अँड रेज द नीज अप. त्या षण्मुखीमध्ये त्याला खाली कसं वाटतं ते एक 4-5 मिनिटं घेऊन. वॉक इन विथ द फीट, knees straight up, thighs up. Then if you find the brick, if you keep in the front and raise your back up further, that is possible, please do it, because in the air you can't hold on too long. So place either the blanket roll or the brick, I said, and dorsal into the body. Against the wall first, please listen, those who are near the wall, against the wall, they have to make the spine straight. If the bottom of the feet are touching the wall, their dorsal should be in. If not, the distance have to be adjusted. You are in Ardha Shirshasana. Dorsal spine going in. It's almost like dog pose, a bit of variation where your palms and fingers will be different in a different state. Then exhale and slowly come down. Now change the fingers. Change the fingers. And now keep the crown of the head down. Do not roll your back of the head to front where the cervical neck may go wrong. And now lift up. Legs straight. Shoulders, trapezius up. Ardha Shirshasana, but watch the space. Here it will give you the idea whether you need a 3-fold blanket for the head or not. If your dorsal begins to roll back, you need some support for the crown of the head. Against the wall, you have to watch that distance, even if it takes a little more time, but watch that distance between the wall and the crown of the head. And then come down. Now I am going to take Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana, where your left foot will be down and right leg will be up. Those are against the wall, they have to keep the left foot, the foot against the wall in order to lift that left foot up. Come on, interlock the fingers. Keep the crown of the head down. You are going to raise your right leg, so decide first the right leg. If you know that right leg has to be up, go to Ardha Shirshasana. Walk in with the feet with the dorsal in. If the right leg is going up, now left foot will be against the wall at proper height, those are nearer the wall. And raise that left leg up. Move that thigh, move that back into the, dorsal back into the body. Go on lifting as high as possible the left leg. And then if there is a balance, lift that right to such an extent that left foot comes up halfway. Like one leg in Urdhva Dandasana and the other leg is in Shirshasana. Lift that much the spine. If it doesn't come, you also need to go to the wall. Raise the spine up in that manner. Now bring that down. Ardha Shirshasana and then down, kneel on the knees. Now we will work on the left. Keep the crown of the head down. Go to Ardha Shirshasana. Adjusting your height, both the sides, head side as well as toe side. Lift the side trunk upward. And those who are against the wall, they have to watch that. The buttock bone has to be up. And now left leg up in the air. Raising it up, first have the spinal extension, challenging spinal extension. If that comes, Then you have to raise the right leg almost like halfway Urdhva Dandasana and upper leg like Shirshasana. So one is in Urdhva Dandasana, the other one is in Shirshasana. So almost you come to the Ekapada Shirshasana. And both the side spine adjust in such a manner that they have a good balance over there. Then exhale and bring that right leg down. Adho Mukha Virasana. Did they do near the wall? Okay. Now, suppose if you find in the center it is so difficult, then you have a sort of platform in the front on this side. Could you see that near side of the screen? The landing down leg can be on that and you can make your spine straight against that leg. That means if your right leg is up, you can keep the left foot on that platform and raise the leg up. You understand, even if you do not come in camera, it does not matter. One is the wall where you kept halfway, and here on that low level whether you can lift that leg against. Because I do not think that camera will, but Uday can just show there, putting the blanket in front. Somebody else, you also can go, Aarti. That side. Is there a place? Aarti, slowly. Now he keeps he goes to Shirshasana there, he keeps the feet, both the feet on that landed, coming to the edge so that you are not slippery. Maintaining that, he has to lift one leg up, Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana, from floor upward, and then landing that leg, he has to take the other one up, and lifting that leg, you have to pump your shoulders up, pump your chest up, pump your sternum. Are they doing that? Yes. Huh? Can you see? Whatever. If it is seen there on the screen, I do not mind. But as long as you do not see, knee straight, thigh straight, whether it is screen or your eyes, wherever the defect is, you have to find out. Did you see that? So at least make the spine erect. A day you have to learn that Aarti remains with the toes there, or Uday, whosoever, but the upper leg slightly comes over the socket in such a manner that you are placing your foot downward, but at the same time you are lifting in such a manner that dead weight is not on the foot. Do not bring that dead weight on the foot which is down. Then lower down that leg and then come down with the feet, then knees, feet down first, then knees, and then you can raise the head up. Otherwise, halfway if you lift up, you will fall. Did you see that? So another chance for you to experiment. Come on, do it. You can improve your Dandasana, even Urdhva Dandasana, both the legs there. Ardha Shirshasana you can improve. Then Ekpad Shirshasana you can improve in that manner, working on the spine. And find out, come on. Move to the place as per your need. The platform is there at the back also. On that side also there is a platform. Plenty of place, come on. Right hand, little finger. Interlock the fingers, keep the crown of the head down. Now walk it with the feet, the sides of the buttocks up. That is why I never said what has to be done by those who are in periods. Plenty of things to adjust their Baddha Konasana, Virasana, Padmasana, Janu Shirshasana, Paschimottanasana. This question should not come from you after so many, already 5 days. Now Ardha Shirshasana with the spine erect. The toes I said either on the break, platform for the toes to ascend upward, making the spine to be erect, both the legs straight, back of the knee hamstring open, front of the thigh to back thigh open, and having that lift and opening, raise your right leg higher upward, right leg higher upward. Let the right leg go to its place in such a manner, even if the left slightly leaves the floor ground, it does not matter. Arti, if it doesn't come, go there only and learn. In the center, if it's failing, any step also will do that. The stage step also will do for you, but learn that. Did you understand that? Find out with the right leg raise, right leg down and left leg is up, maintain that lift of the lifted leg, and those who can do Shirshasana come up with that leg to join and go to Shirshasana with one leg. So your left leg joins the right leg and you become straight. Those who are against the wall, they can't join because they have no balance. So you can't lift and fall back and say you fell down. Now bring the left leg down, so the right comes to land downward. Okay? Both the sides did you do? You have to do on the other side? Yes, do it now. Tell her to be keeping the knee straight, leg straight. Abhi. Come on, interlock the fingers. Go to Ardha Shirshasana. The feet elevated. And that unsteadiness which comes for you, those who are able to do, that will be wrong thing for you. So you should question why your spine is feeling unsteadiness. And now lift the leg upward. Extend that leg. The lifted leg higher upward, dorsal spine in, let the bottom foot slightly come up, almost like Urdhva Dandasana, and dorsal spine deeper in with a broad chest, knee straight, quadricep muscle straight. And now those who are able to balance in Shirshasana, slowly raise that leg up and be in Shirshasana with the dorsal spine in. Against that platform, are they doing there? Then exhale, slowly bring the other leg down, which one you had kept it down otherwise. Yes, and down, Adho Mukha Virasana. Okay, now let me know whether you learned something in that or not learning. You are learning? Did you know that because you don't practice like that, your spine was weak otherwise? You just go to Shirshasana without any thought over there. How much weakness sometimes the spine has got. You may be able to go with both the legs, you may be able to go with one leg or jump against the wall, whatever. But when you feel that shakiness, know very well that it was not good. Because for every balancing, whether it's a Bakasana, Urdhva Kukrasana, Ekpad Kaundinyasana, Vipad Kaundinyasana, the firmness is required. Otherwise it doesn't work. And that's why your practice becomes important. Enough for that? Now I ask you to go to Shirshasana with right little finger down, those are in the center able to balance. And those who are against the wall, now wait, those who are against the wall, where is that? Setubandh bench. Suppose if Birju has to take the support of the wall for Shirshasana, don't keep the interlocked fingers completely back touching the wall. Don't keep it. Come to the center, sit down there only for a while, sit down. Don't walk because let me finish the explanation. Suppose if he has to do against the wall, as let us say if they can't do in the center, then the wall is created by Setubandh, put it there. How he wants. Okay, that's a small wall I have created. Okay? And that bolster etc. remove, which is in the way. Are you catching? First you have to watch is that wall is there and Birju will take his hand and now he is touching the wall. I want his fingers, interlocked fingers, 1 to 1.5 inch forward away from the wall. That space can you show? Whichever camera. Yes? Because since you are going to be doing against the wall, your legs, heels will be touching the wall and since the balance is not there, he has to keep say 1.5 inch or so away from the wall. Those who are in the center, they have to follow what instructions earlier is given. Now he keeps the crown of the head down as Ardha Shirshasana or whatever he did. Uday, you have to be careful, he will bring the leg, you have the support over there and he brings one leg or both the legs as he wants to come up and Uday gives the support to him. Rest your heel there and legs straight, back ribs into the body. Could he lift the shoulders up? Could you see? Lift the arm, open the armpits and lift the shoulders up. Don't push him forward. His pressure should be on your palm, Uday. Raise the sides of the trunk up. Biju, you tell his hand, okay? Okay. Lift the sides of the trunk. So the gap between the wall and the back of the trunk, if you watch, you will know that there is a gap. But of course, wall is so big, his heels can certainly touch the wall over there when Uday is standing. So he can lift his chest and he comes back to the wall so that he is not away. Okay? And if he has to leave the wall support, his chest has to be forward further and now he leaves that wall so that he can be independent. In case he feels that he is falling, he has to go to the heel, with the heel to the wall and he has to rest there without dropping the body, without dropping the neck, without dropping the cervical. Then he is safe. Got it what I am talking about? Which you have to now work nearer the wall in that manner. So, when suppose if he is down, Ardha Shirshasana, go to down, Ardha Shirshasana, not Urdhva. Suppose if you are very bad and you can't even lift that leg, which is understandable. Now Abhi comes there thinking that that's the, she thinking as though she has to put you against that wall. Now he lifts that leg. Now Abhi holds that right ankle and thigh and lifts him up so that he comes not the way he came, but as the way I showed, one leg is up and the top leg goes to the wall and second leg comes with straight position. So her lift will be such that because that fellow will be afraid to leave. No, she is bending the, he is bending the knee. Tired? Come out. Somebody else. First she goes to Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana, her maximum whatever it may be. And now Uday holds the front thigh and lifts that, so as it goes to the wall, the other leg will be joining it. Then she has to see that her chest, back ribs will be active and lifted. And Uday is not supposed to leave until her heels remain restful on the wall and she opens the chest from back ribs, armpit, upper arm, whatever she needs to do. The teacher doesn't leave. Now he holds the same leg there on that side and she brings that leg down in order to land, knee up and she lands, he releases that leg according to that movement. Until she touches, he just doesn't leave that leg but just brings it forward so she can land. Now he comes to the other side. She gets one more chance, dorsal in when he is lifting. That means the teacher says, I am lifting, dorsal in. I am lifting, dorsal in, dorsal in. And now she touches the wall. So the teacher is also safe and student is also safe. Move the dorsal in. and chest open forward. Press the forearms and lift the upper arm, shoulder. Now, Uday holds this top leg as you have to come down. He holds his side leg and the other side leg comes down, lands, and then this leg will be released. So, both the time when going up and coming down, Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana to learn just with one leg. Because in this, when support is given, your spine learns how you have to come on the spine without collapsing yourself. Jump, when you jump, there is no coming on the spine for you. You hop in such a manner the spine did not understand what you are supposed to do. But when it is lifted like that, every time bearing of the weight on the spine will be understood by you. And that is why this is compulsory for every beginners to understand the Shirshasana and teacher helping in Shirshasana. The teacher may say, I will come to you, you be ready there with 2 inches, 3 inches away from the ball, I will lift. I will lift, you put you against the wall, bring you down. The next person, I will lift this leg, bring it down and it is over one side. Then the teacher begins from that end. Now I am going to lift that side leg. So all of you be ready in Ardha Shirshasana in that manner. Now I will lift the right leg up, so left will come. Right leg up, left leg will come. So one by one like that. And make that spine to understand how you have to work with that. So the spine remains in, the doer always will keep on watching whether the trunk is lifted or not. Will you take that much of pain to teach Shirshasana? You don't take. Your eyes are only on those who want to do who is doing teacher's training course. Whether that person is working, then you have trained. Once if you have trained, that fellow goes to the association, whosoever are examining, he shows or she shows, yes, I got it, got the Shirshasana, you are certified. That is our fate, nothing else, not yours. Come on, do it. What?
Can you show this with somebody who cannot do Shirshasana? Birju also balanced, I also balanced. So can you show with somebody who can't do?
Yes, come forward. Come forward, whosoever wants to do. Who cannot balance,
Cannot balance.
assist.
Confident of Shirshasana.
Come. And good, she is heavy. Now I won't take the ball. How this teacher will assist? Come on. Then she will take against the wall. Some other be ready to go to the wall where camera can be focused. To be Magunja. Where the wall, on the wall you can focus if movable camera is there. Now keep the crown of the head. And now walk in with the feet. Knees up, walk in, and now as a teacher you support the dorsal. Wait, you don't jump, madam. Don't jump. Hold the pelvic region both the sides. Maintain that. No, wait. Yeah, spine has to be in. Move that spine in. Now, one teacher all alone. She has to manage. That's her responsibility to manage. Nobody is there. Her instruction should go from the knee to the chest, so chest opens. Though I am instructing instead of Abhi. Now I ask this lady to lift the right leg just up straight. Just up straight, wait there. Now, Abhi has to push that back ribs in, hold that left thigh with your hand and, right thigh, her right leg is up. And lift that right thigh up and bring the left so she doesn't bang on you and push that back into the body, buttocks in you, as Abhi is telling, lift the shoulders up. Lift up your shoulders and open up the chest. Back ribs in. Be like that tall. And Abhi, you don't put weight on her. First you take the weight on you to get the confidence in yourself to see whether she is lifting. How will you judge whether she is in right position?
She was pushing forward.
Then don't push. You understand? Are you understanding? She should not, Abhi should not push her forward, but dorsal support is acceptable because her neck should not break. and she has to lift her up on her body, like Abhi has to lift this person's body up and take her on her. So she is safe, the doer is safe. You understand? The doer has to be safe and not giving way any chance for this person to follow. So this knee has to be here, camera, and you lift whatever your strength is today. Your strength you use and lift, lift, lift. Got it? She lifted or not?
Don't go forward here. This is back.
No, she lifted. Lift. Yes, pull. She is on your body. She will be, Abhi, she will be leaning on your body, but you lift her up. Okay. Your energy, that's it. No, neck is safe. Now she holds one leg and ask her, now you bring that leg down, right leg which you lifted, slowly comes, she holds the pelvic quickly and then she releases her down, she is down. That means how much weight she was bearing on her. Because she is a new person, she puts the dead weight. Was it not a dead weight for you on your hand?
Pushing forward.
Pushing forward. She wants to go against. Because the fear complex. So now this fear complex, she has to remove, going against the wall, heels against the wall, teacher helping there with the shoulders, trapezius and open up the chest. Where will you take it? Her? To the wall, real wall.